Alright, it's time for a one-off event here at F1-S-R. It's the 1976 Italian Grand Prix at Monza. The track that looks like a pistol. This race is brought to you by the Maserati Quattraport for 1976. Who cares that it has terrible ergonomics? It's the ergonomic nightmare that will get you laid. Don't forget. Now on to the race. Pole setter for this race is Nicholas Cole of Pinch Plant fame, driving an Enzyme on the right, the red car. The other red car on the left is Angelo. And being that this is 1976, it means that we will have the Tyrrell six-wheeler, and there it is in the background on the right, driven by 1974 champion Peter Blom. The other cars slotting in. 16 cars in this race, so not the biggest field we'd had, but this is a... I think that's Porks there realizing he's in the wrong slot. This is an open event, so that would account for the reduced number of cars. In championships, there's usually more. Green light. Angelo getting a very good start, and he takes the lead right off of the grid. Peter Blom coming up alongside Nicholas, trying to take second place. And through the first chicane, it's Angelo leading, Nicholas Cole second, Peter Blom third, and Paul M. Jones in a shadow in fourth. It's now through Curva Grande, coming up towards the next chicane. The view from Nicholas Cole's car. Downshifting for this really tight second chicane. This is the chicane that gives a lot of people problems because it is so acute as you're coming down to it. Now we power our way through the Lesmo curves. There is a look at the six-wheeler, driven by Peter Blom. Six-wheeled Tyrrell. Raced 2 years in Formula One in the hands of Patrick DePaille and Jody Scheckter in the first year, and then the following year, DePaille and Ronnie Peterson. One victory for this car. This is Flying Dutchman, who is running in 8th at this moment, but oops, not anymore. Tapped in the back there from Will Fly. But fortunately, he's able to continue into the Ascari chicane there. Ooh, back with the leaders. This is Nicholas Cole closely pursuing Angelo, now into the Parabolica. Now onto the main straight to complete lap number 1. It's Angelo in the lead. Nicholas Cole still in second place. And Paul M. Jones in third. Oh, look at this! Nicholas trying to take the lead back, and has it. Wow. Passing in that first chicane is a very ballsy thing to do because there's not a lot of room. Streaming through the Curva Grande on lap 2. The view from Peter's car. And there you see Angelo in the left trying to outbrake Nick, and he takes the lead back once again. Good racing here at the front so far. Peter looking on the inside here of Paul, but through these Lesmos, it's best to keep it on the groove, because if you make a mistake, you're going to end up in the kitty litter or worse, into the wall. It's now onto the backside of the course, down towards the banking bridge, which is right there. Heading into the Ascari chicane. Angelo still in front. There's Wesraz there running in 5th in the James Hunt McLaren, number 11. Lots of people jumping the curb there in Ascari. It's very hard to go through there without jumping the curb. Wesraz now challenging Peter in the six-wheeler. Lock up smoke. Look at how close everyone's coming to the edge of the track. Ooh, Wesraz right on the painted line. Letting it all hang out. Coming down to complete lap number 2. Angelo still in front. And you can see Nicholas tucked right behind him there, now going into the chicane. Oops! Shoot. Nicholas just gives him a slight tap, and Angelo into the trap. Now, Nicholas, being the gentleman, waits for Angelo to rejoin. Both of them lose a considerable number of positions in the process. So the leader is now Paul M. Jones with Peter Blom second, and Wes Raz, who we're riding with, in third. Coming down to the second chicane. Good grief! Late braking. Into the Lesmos. Paul M. Jones driving the car of his hero, Tom Price, in the shadow. So Peter now going to see if he can set up Paul for an overtake. Ooh, he's got a good toe here as they come up to the Ascari chicane. On the inside, but uh-oh, runs out of room into the litter. There goes Wes Ross too. And then back onto that straight up to the Parabolica. Now, this is on lap 4. Nicholas running 8th after that skirmish with Angelo, still having issues. But after you've had an incident like that, it's really hard to regain your concentration. So Nicholas soldiering on here, hoping for better things later on in the race. Now, this is Slow-Mo running with Rari and actually getting by here. And this is on lap... I think this is on lap 6, yeah, and it actually takes him up to 7th place. Good pass there. Back with the leaders. This is on lap number 7. Paul leading, but Peter challenging. And he gets by right in the first Lesmo. This is the second Lesmo coming up. Much faster one. You can take this one in third gear. Now we're beginning the run down to the Ascari chicane under the bridge. Paul having another try. And gets it done. So Paul's back in the lead now. These two went back and forth through the entire race. Very hard to pick the very best highlights of these two, but these are some of the better ones. So here's Peter setting him up again at the Parabolica. Looking inside, not really any room there. And here they are emerging from the Parabolica. This is the first time we've run in these 70s cars for a while, and a lot of people on the forum pointed out, man, it's great to be back in these cars again, and I have to agree. These cars are a lot of fun to drive, and as you can see, just inherently create good racing. Into the first chicane. Peter biding his time here. Realizes there's a long way to go. Into Curva Grande. Has him on the inside here, looks like. Coming down to the second chicane. But look at this. Paul stays on the inside, protects the line, and keeps the lead. That's really good. Excellent stuff from these two. And that there also is Peter Lang and the other shadow who's running in third. Under the banking. Through the Ascari chicane. over that curve again. It's so easy to do. They mentioned that in the briefing. Please try not to do that, but it's just really hard coming off of that corner. Here is Peter trying one more time. Ooh. Can't do it on the first attempt, but he's able to slot by. Exiting the Parabolica. Nice look at the 6 wheels there. 10-inch rims. 4 of them there on the front of that car. Here comes Paul once again. Down the inside. Into the first chicane, takes the lead back. Great stuff. Now this is Wes Raz, who is running 5th on lap 12. He's got Slow-Mo behind him. And also, I believe, yeah, it's Nicholas Cole running in 7th. And they're Wesraz runs just a bit wide, and it's just enough for Slow-Mo to slip by. Slow-Mo in the Enzyme teammate car to Nicholas Coles. So now Wesraz is finding himself in a Enzyme sandwich, so to speak, as they enter the Sky chicane. It's so tempting when you're coming down to the Parabolica here to late break in, but if you do that, well, here's Wesraz giving it a shot. A little puff of smoke, and he gets it done. Oh, but here comes Slow-Mo back on the inside. Look at Wesraz run the outside rail like that. And he's able to keep the position. That's pretty cool. The view from Slow-Mo's car has a nice toe in the straight. And he's able to slip back by the inside as they get down to the first chicane. Really nice. And of course you got, don't forget, Nicholas Cole right back there. And here he is trying to attack as they enter the grand curve. The view from Nicholas's car as they come to the second chicane. Look at that, Wesraz down the inside takes the position from Slow-Mo, but he's overcooked it. Slow-Mo slips back by, and so does Nicholas. Fantastic. Great dice between these three. Nicholas trying to take the position from his teammate, can't get it done. This is a little later in the same lap. Here is an attempt by Nicholas for fifth, but see, that's what happens when you get too deep into the Parabolica, you go off into the kitty litter. But thankfully he's able to continue. Back with the leaders. Peter trying again on the inside on the grand curve. And he's back in the front now. But coming down to the second chicane here, we'll see if he can make it stick. Oh, goodness, look at that. Side by side. Now this is Wesraz, who apparently lost his front wing in some kind of incident that we didn't see, but and apparently incurred more damage than it's visibly apparent, and that was the end of the race for him. Unfortunate, because he was running right up there in the top three. Now this is Ferrari, who is driving a Brabham, having an off here. But he manages to keep it going. I'm not sure if he realizes, though, that his rear wing is missing. It'll become apparent to him in the next few corners, though. You can lose a front wing on these cars, and because of the diffuser, you can keep going. But if you lose a rear wing, that's another story. And here we are near the banking, and oh goodness, another accident. And there I go. Whoa, no! Let's take another look at that from my angle. Whoa, that was close. I would go on to finish 11th after starting 13th. Now this is the final lap, final corner. It came down to this. Peter trying to set up Paul for the win. Where's Mary? Into the Parabolica. Oh, no, 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 no! And look who slips through for the win. It's Nicholas Cole. After all of that difficulty, he takes the win. Poor Peter Lang had an off with a few laps to go, which allowed Nicholas to slip through. And here's the destruction climax celebration. Other drivers filing through. Now, this is an incident that Angelo asked me to take a look at, and I won't comment on it. This is for 6th place coming down between Leo and Angelo. Leo in the gray copper Sukar in the front. Not a lot of room there. Oh, I did comment on it. Oops. Anyway, so that's where we are. Come on over. It's a lot of fun.